Good early morning to you guys. Good early morning to you guys. And I got some later on when I get the opportunity, I got some tea to put into the platinum cuz y'all know I had to see what was going on, of course. But I wanted to talk about and let me just say this, okay? But we'll talk about that in the platinum. Um the tea that I got, it really it bothered me so much yesterday. With Mia J being troubled, and I understand that she's troubled because it's coming up 2 years, and I know it seems like with what's happening with what they did with the judge, and hey, I understand that people try to do slick stuff all the time. Okay, I understand that people try and do slick stuff, but he's getting justice. I he is. Okay. But I agree. Everything that she said, keep calling the attorney general's office. In case anybody even feels, tempted to try to take any money. Okay, anybody tries to do anything, I think it is imperative for everybody to consistently call the attorney general's office, especially if you know something, you've heard something, to let the attorney general know that there could be some corruption going on. That's if you know for a fact, right? Um, where some things need to be checked out as it relates to the attorney general can check out, if there's any moles or anything in the DA's office. We already know the DA, okay, like to give people a get out of jail free card. Okay, so um the attorney general is going to keep, okay, the them on the heads of the district attorney's office. um if you all feel like, if you know for a fact, not listen to a bunch of cappers, okay, but that don't know, but if you know for a fact, if you've heard something, that there is any type of corruption as it relates to the young Dolph case going on um in the police department, not what you've heard on here, okay, not unless you have some facts to support that, call internal affairs. Okay, and they will set up an internal investigation. You can also call, if you want to, the FBI. Okay, you can also call the FBI. You can also call the Department of Justice. Okay, and what the Department of Justice will do is the Department of Justice can set up investigations to make sure, okay, that's if you have something valid. If you get on there and talk about, because they're gonna ask you all kinds of, well, why you think that? Well, because this vlogger had no did everything, had said it, that ends it right there. It becomes a freak show. We don't want it to become a freak show. We don't want it to be written off um as a bunch of Looney Tunes calling with nothing to support it. Okay, but if you have valid information, I think it is important, even if you have concerns, definitely call the district attorney's office just to let them know. Okay, be direct. We have concerns. We want to make sure that young Dolph gets justice in totality. I'm telling y'all how to be proactive. Okay, justice in totality. We're watching this. We have concerns. Okay, but don't call with a bunch of mess, because then it can become harassment and crazy stuff like that. Okay, if you've heard something, then it is valid to call and give tips based on what you've heard. Okay, but just make sure you ain't heard it in the YouTube streets, because and it ain't got no support behind it, right? If there is support behind it, you've heard it from somebody's page and it can be supported, right? Then I definitely, because I don't look at all of the vloggers, okay? Then definitely do that, right? But like I said, I got some tea that I'm gonna put in the platinum, because like I said, it really bothered me to you know see Mia J upset yesterday, and I know oftentimes when they start getting quiet in the investigation, and especially when you're starting to see things um on the TV, you know what I mean? It looks like you start looking at the other people, and hey, people try to spread their money around. You know that I never said that there was certain people that couldn't be bought out. I just said everybody wasn't the same. So, like I said, pay close attention to the appellate courts, and make sure that whoever these folks is ain't in bed with Art Horn, ain't in bed with none of those defense attorneys and things of that nature that um, got Judge Coffee off of the case, right? And so now it's like I said, it's time to be proactive. But there are some things at this point um, that we're going to talk about that in the platinum when I get home. Okay. Because like I said, it did bother me. And I still stand on he's getting justice in totality. And when people get to talking about corrupt police officers, if you got any information to support that, if you got some information to support that, then you need to contact internal affairs of the FBI. Okay. If you got some information to support it. Okay, because if you don't have any information to support it, that means that it's just a thought in your mind, right? Right, Marlon. I agree. Okay. But I was looking at some of the posts when I got up this morning. Hey, best friend. When I got up this morning, okay, and I started looking at some of the posts, okay, and when I started looking at some, I started looking at what Key Glock had posted. Key Glock had posted saying, let me see. The era of what he, reposted, the era of sugarcoating stuff is over. Folks need to be uncomfortable. Of course, Jay Fizzle was playing the part of his song where he was talking about, that's Free Straight drop song, and he only played a specific part on a little snippet on his page. And I said at that point, because we saw how Grove Hero, it bothered him to see Mia J like that, right? um and we saw how it upset Grove Hero, and I do believe that the rest of them kind of took on that same energy. You know what I mean? Because they care a lot about Dolph, care a lot about young Dolph. All of them do, and I just believe, especially and that's why it is important for whatever they can tell them at this point in the investigation. It's good to do that. And I know it's scary when the judge is being changed and when Steve Mulroy is a quack, you know, and it's good to pay attention and pay close attention. Okay. And start using your voice to put that out there. I think she's doing a good thing by doing that, right? But when people feel like that there is no justice, or they become afraid that there won't be justice in totality, especially, like the people that truly love him, they start thinking about, I'm not talking about Mil J, I'm talking about, like, his artists and stuff. We're gonna start taking stuff into our own hands. I don't know, just I feel like the energy is, and I don't believe for 1 minute Mia J tried to do that. I feel like it was a good thing because she has been quiet for so long to put all of that into the atmosphere. I'm so happy that she did. But I believe at this point, a lot of the stuff that some of the people, his loyal people, was holding back on. Okay. Hey, the reality, was holding back on. I believe that it's probably get ready to really be a war. You know what I mean? And um that's what I think. I mean, I just kind of picked up on that. And I know, it because it hurt me to see Mia J like that, especially when you love someone and you think that it's not going to be justice served. But I still stand on justice is being served. And of course you have to watch it. I see the little games that people try to play. Okay. I see the little games that they try to play, but in the end, justice will be served, justice will be served, right? But I think she's doing a good thing to use her voice to let them know we watching this. You know what I mean? Because when people know, especially when, there's it could be a bad apple in every bunch. And people get tempted to try and take money. Look at what's going on in the jail, right? Okay. But when folks know that they are being watched and there are no cracks and things of that nature, um, and you use your voice and you let them know we on top of this and it ain't a bunch of mess. And that's the reason why I say, this vlogging and stuff is very important, right? It's really important that you put out the right information and not a bunch of crap. Okay? Because when you put out the right type of information, trust me, folks look at this stuff. All of them look at this stuff, right? And when you put out the right type of information, and people know that you are thorough and it ain't a bunch of cockamamie and BS, okay? Because some of this stuff, these folks ought to be ashamed of themselves. Then they take every moment to try and throw a shot, and your stuff still ain't right. Okay, it's still a bunch of crap. Okay. After throwing the shots, it's a damn shame to throw a shot and then your stuff still shot to the curb. Okay. He said breakfast time to be the best time. But I feel like that. I feel like that. Um, you know, it's been 2 years and sometimes it takes a little longer, but it all goes back to what I was saying, what was happening in December of 2021, you know, but everything works out in the end, I promise you. But what they need to do is, because I know it seems like when people start shutting down, and hey, Mia J has a reason to believe that some people are being protected, especially when things seems obvious, when things seems really obvious to people. When folks go, well, it's obvious, but you know, um, it has to be something to support that, you know. It's unfortunate, but it always work out in the end. I promise you it do. It always work out. It's gonna work out in the end. Like I said, I had a conversation with someone last night because it bothered me so bad to see her like that. But I do believe that they have an obligation, even if they can't tell her everything that is going on in an investigation, they have an obligation to let her know. Well, listen, everything is moving the way that it should. And like I said, with the district attorney being a quack and wanting to give everybody a get out of jail free card, I think she has a valid concern. With Straight Drop's attorney coming straight in when he came in with them damn blue ass eyes like the devil, and immediately started trying to get coffee off of the case as if he had a lot of confidence that he could do it. Yeah, that's a valid concern, and those are things that should be looked at. But when you get to talking about little small units that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, that's going too far left. That ain't got nothing to do with a hill of beans. Okay. But if you know some patrolmen that is alerting, because patrolmen do not have access to any cases. But if you know any patrolmen, and I've heard about some patrolmen that was alerting some folks. Okay, they didn't tell me the names, but if somebody know the names or know the patrolman or know the precinct, they need to tell it. Okay? They need to tell it because it's not enough for folks that them police is this. No, it ain't enough for that. You need to give me a name. Well, I don't. Well, it's the police assist. What's the name of them? What? Okay, better yet, tell me the precinct and what shift do they work on? They work on the Charlie shift, the Delta. What? I don't know, but that's just what I feel because that's just what it's got to be. Okay, that ends it all right there. Okay, what you talking about ain't supported by nothing. At this point, we're gonna need some facts. Okay. Now, do I believe that some officers are, because as I said, now patrolmen don't have access to no investigations. They are patrolmen. But what they can do is alert the criminals based on what they've heard through the grapevine, right? They can alert the criminals and put them up, give them a heads up on stuff, and we don't want that either. So those patrolmen that's doing that, okay, they got to be stopped. The ones that's doing it. You absolutely right, the Black Barbie. And I think that's what people, this is very important. And I understood what Mia was saying 100%. But I also knew this would be the opportunity for a bunch of cat vloggers to take it and twist it too. But I had already put that into the atmosphere, how people been twisting information, which is why she had been quiet. But I do think it is important because Steve Moroy is a damn quack that feels like he ran on reform. Don't nobody give a damn about no reform. Straight drop them better not get their asses out. Okay? People want justice for their loved ones. Period. Okay? The person I was talking to last night was saying, um, I could say this right here. You know how quite a few people within the DA's office, some of the attorneys have quit. Okay, because this man want to get everybody a get out of jail free card, and that can't happen. It can't happen. So the attorney general is gonna have to stay on his neck, and he can't remove him. And so that's why it is important for people when you call the attorney general's office, okay, instead of calling with lies when you get mad at folks, something that's gonna get you charged. Call with something valid. He talked about removing them before because they was getting phone calls in record numbers. This is the opportunity, okay, to make sure that he let them folks that's been working in that office, those that's left, those attorneys that's left, Hageman hanging in there. He the one of the only ones hanging in there. But this is the time to let him know, motherfucker, we gonna run you back to that damn law school that you came from. Okay? If not out of town. Right? I saw his face get red when they did this last little bust. And Chief Davis stood in front of the camera and said that the federal entities, they would be going to federal court, which means if you do the crime, you're gonna do the time. Steve Moroy face turned red. I could tell he felt like there was a shot at him, but it should have made him turn red because everybody know in Shelby County, if you do the crime, Steve Moroy don't want you to do the time. He want to let you out. Okay. And so what's going to have to happen is, and I had hope for Steve Moroy. People talked about Amy. Amy Wyrick has said, and I liked Amy. I liked Amy. But Amy Wyrick has said, y'all are going to regret this. She said, Shelby County will regret this. When folks was talking about, well, she hard on crime, she doing this, she working with them judges to over sentence and this and that. And I think citizens, to include myself, had issues with Amy, not because of how they were sentencing people that was doing harsh crimes, but they was giving people who did like misdemeanors a whole lot of time also. It ain't even been a year yet. Has it been a year? How we missed that? How we missed those days, okay? Absolutely, gray face. Absolutely. They do their part and he give them a slap on the wrist. And I still stand on F what a B say. Okay? Anybody. I ain't talking about Mia J. I'm talking about these folks that's throwing shots at me. I heard that was throwing shots at me. But then maybe they weren't throwing shots at me. Folks crazy anyways. So I ain't gonna even address that because I didn't hear it. But I still stand on justice is being served. And like I said, everything do have to be watched. Everything has to be watched. I always spoke about how Straight Drop's attorney came from Nashville. Okay, he has relationships with judges and attorneys in Shelby County because he came from out of Shelby County. Okay. And he came from out of Shelby County. And how he came right in trying to get that judge off of the case. I always said that was a concern of mine. I didn't think that they were removing Judge Coffey, right? And I always said I felt like he was trying to get him moved. We have to watch those clerks because it's just regular clerks, okay? That reassign these cases to these courtrooms, right? That reassign these cases to these courtrooms. And these clerks are making like 18, 19, 20, $21 an hour. So I think I said this before. I said, so that could be a concern. It would be good to find out who actually the clerk was, watch that, who reassigned this case to this new judge. Okay. Because you making $20 an hour, somebody might could bribe you with 15 grand or 20 G's. You see what I'm talking about? Because we living in a day and time where folks are do anything for some damn money. We see that on here every day. Right? And offer here. So now it's gonna be imperative to pay close attention, okay, to it's going to be imperative to pay close attention to how this judge rules. Okay, it's going to be it's going to be imperative to pay close attention to how she rules. Did they want the case in her courtroom? I guess we'll see that soon based on how she starts to rule, right? Hey, Nikia. Nikia. Hold on, I am. So I just I could feel an energy shift. Okay. I hope it's moved to federal courts, to be honest. It probably will be. It probably will be. Hmm. Um, Memphis not three straight. Memphis free kill. That's what it seemed like, Fat Packs, at this point. So I think that it was a very good thing. And I think it's going to be good for her to continuously bring attention to what is going on. I know a lot of times with families, um, when they have loved ones that have been, um, unfortunately, they have been, crimes have been committed against them and then they end up deceased or whatever. Um, Oftentimes they feel like all they have to receive justice is either the police department or the district attorney's office that can do the prosecuting. And so a lot of times they try to walk on a fine line, like, because like Mia said, I think they feel like, well, I don't want to, seem difficult. I don't want to anger them because they are the only ones, that can bring justice to my loved one. And I think families do that all the time, right? When they have an obligation to bring justice, regardless to whether the family says something or not. So it's good that she used her voice, because a lot of times people want you to be quiet, okay? And we just can't afford to be quiet in a time like this, right? In the beginning of that live, she clearly said that they was being attacked too and blamed. Yeah, she said that they was being attacked and blamed, of course, and by people all over the internet. But of course that was for clicks and views. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I never allowed anybody to come up on my platform and attack Mia, because I knew Mia had nothing to do with that. And I definitely was not gonna let um folks do it for clicks and views. And damn bitch ain't gonna um you know bully me, right? Which is one of the reasons why um people were attacking me. It's funny to me how some of the same people that attacked her viciously, they kind of go with what gets the best numbers, have they change again, and then they'll start attacking her again later on if if it's going to help the numbers. So I can agree um with what Mia say. If you ain't in it to help for real and not bring a bunch of propaganda and ain't gonna say nothing, ain't gonna stand up, then get the F away. And I agree with her. I think a lot of Memphians have taken the stance, not all Memphians, okay, but quite a few, of being neutral, okay. And I think especially those that have that live in the hood, that have to their families and stuff are in the hood. Hey, I I don't know. But I think people, even if they don't want to, if they fear being out there and being seen and saying something, there's a way that you can go incognito, especially because a lot of people that live around these hoods got a lot of vital information. Go incognito and start giving information, block your number, call Crime Stoppers, um, disguise your voice or whatever. But don't just stand by and do nothing if you know something. There are a lot of people that know something, and people are living in the hoods and stuff. Um, hey, I think it is important to find a way without, if you feel without getting yourself hurt, if that's what you are in fear of, to speak the truth of what you know, right? The thing that bothers me, and I guess it don't bother me, the thing, when Mia J spoke out yesterday, I think that was a good thing. I think that people that have platforms, this would be the opportunity to stop putting out propaganda and start telling the truth. Instead, you have some sick, twisted people that they started gloating because they said she said something about Memphis. That's a twisted bitch that thinks like that. Okay, she said Memphis wasn't doing. I told you them people is in Memphis. These niggas on here are old as dirt. Okay, they're old as dirt. And instead of keeping the main thing, because I understood what she meant. Okay, because I see a lot of people that kind of want to, stand back and be neutral. And I guess because I don't know, maybe because they feel like, maybe well, I like them both. And that's what I'm talking about with straddling the fence. That happens everywhere though. But that's what I'm talking about with straddling the fence. But instead of people using their platforms to try and people like that don't need to be watched, to try and bring to say, well, you know what, I'm getting ready to use my platform to try and bring as much truth as I can and attention, and follow Mia J's lead on bringing attention to valid stuff, not a bunch of bullshit. Y'all, these folks on here so jealous hearted, okay? And it's just so pitiful. I don't want to be old and pitiful. Well, yeah, it's a lot of people that's scared because they're in the hoods and stuff, you know. And yeah, they are. They feel like they won't be protected. I never try to put pressure on people when they feel, especially when they feel like it could compromise their livelihood or their life or their family's life. We see how vicious things has been being handled. If she starts sending cease and desist to these vloggers, that would shut down some of the BS and even to put in it anything about the situation. Yeah, yeah. Ramona said, Tamara, it's sad the way they act. Yeah, these folks sick on this internet. These folks sick as hell on this internet, right? Um, like I said, they viciously attacked that girl. It was just, it's sad. And you're gonna see a lot of the same people that viciously attacked her because the numbers, it's gonna get them higher numbers. They feel like in more subscribers, they'll switch back, okay, until that's old, and then they'll switch back again. You know what I mean? Like I said, people have to be very meticulous about what they choose to follow. But at this point, you have to be proactive. Um, hey, I stand on I what I want them to do is I want them to, even if they can't tell her everything at this point of what's going on in the investigation, I need them to be able to give her some type of confirmation or something of that they are still going in the right direction. But I still believe it is valid for her to because it's fishy to me that moved Judge Coffee. Hey, I said it could be two things: either the appellate court saw where he could play games, straight drops attorney, because he was on a mission. Okay, that was the first thing he started trying to do, was get him off of that case. Okay, and they cut him at his knees, or they took some money. And when you have people like Art Horn and um, um, Luke Evans and other attorneys, that Massey got attorneys that have been around for a long time, that kind of brown nose with a lot of these people. They've been around a very long time. Okay, it just has to be, people just got to make sure that there was no money passed around. But even still, in the end, it's still gonna be justice, okay? Because when it starts to look a certain way, I mean, it just looks that way. Because I was told something was gonna happen this month, okay? And I don't believe that the person would have told me that, okay, if it was not true, right? And when they've told me things in the past of when stuff was going to happen, even if it did not happen that month, it happened like a month or so after. Okay. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe because somebody had me hacked. But that's okay. That's coming to an end too. Okay. And I was looking at some settings that they had changed in my email. So at this point, I really do believe that whoever it is that they're working with, it'll be found out soon. Okay. We already know the sector and the group of people that's in the sector. They all use the same um hackers. Okay. We do know one of the hackers is out of New York. And it's funny how God allowed things to happen. Yonkers, one of them is from out of Yonkers. Okay. I probably shouldn't even say it that. But they got other hackers. There's another one in Missouri. Okay, that's got okay. I ain't gonna, well, I don't even want to let them know how much we know about that. But and it's in Texas. Okay. They use a networking engineer from out of California. They've used a networking engineer. That's the person that hacks your internet. They have people that work for like cable companies like AT&T and stuff. They give them your IP address and they're able to hack your internet and that's how they get into your computer and stuff. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be the biggest. I told you bitches, I don't forgive. Y'all got me in my most vulnerable time, and so now they have gotten comfortable. They sick, they freaks. But I want everybody, every hoe, every jealous ass bitch that was involved, every MF that looked at my information that ran my credit. I'm coming for all you bitches. Okay, I wouldn't give a F about how many kids you leaving behind, bitch. You violated me. You let these damn men, your jealousy, and you let these men make a fool out of you. They sent a man to my house to do something to me, I believe. So don't get me started on these bombs on here. Okay. And the sad thing about it, yeah, because I was looking at uh we was able to go back. I'm gonna tell y'all what they did. We was able to go back and look at some stuff. They had somebody hack my one of my other emails. I guess they thought they was gonna be able to delete all of the emails that somebody had sent me. Okay, that's how dumb they are. It stays on the server. I mean, if the folks can subpoena the company to get the emails, why they thought they could delete what was in my emails. Okay, but these folks doing some sick stuff on here. I'm telling you, they doing some sick stuff. Identity thefts, scheming, getting cars and folks' names with their social security numbers, people's social security numbers that they stealing. Um, what else? They doing a whole heap of stuff. Okay, credit cards. Y'all, they getting houses in folks' names. These folks sick. I'm telling you, they sick, and they be on their vlogs and stuff every day. Okay. And they crazy if they think one person is not gonna tell everything once they see all them charges that they're gonna have against them. Okay. But it's bad down there in Texas. I'm telling you, it's real bad. But so what they did was they ran, okay, they was looking at was somebody had gotten into my Instagram. I don't know what it was. I guess maybe they wanted to figure out who Rest in Peace Young Dolph was or something. I don't know. And shout out to the people that I've been working with. They was able to go back and look at every IP address, everything that had, because I don't log into their Instagram a whole lot, that had ever logged into their Instagram. And it was funny to me because the majority of the logins, okay, and they said it wasn't a VPN. Okay, they was able to tell that it wasn't a VPN. They was able to trace it. Came from out of Alabama. Now, who wants to be in my Instagram hacking it from out of Alabama? Child, I just tell you. Anyways, I just let the folks do their job and I'm just waiting on all the results. That's all. Anyways, let's move on. I have to throw stuff out there to let them know, motherfucker, we being proactive, bitch. And just because I don't say nothing, ho, you better know you motherfuckers going down for violating me. Y'all got me at my most vulnerable time where you felt like you was smarter than me and the experts and the law. That's what you thought. I'm back with a vengeance, bitch. I'm letting you know you ain't. Okay? That's it. Anyways, let's keep going. Okay? But y'all, I think something is about to happen. Okay? I think something is about to happen. It's I literally drop my real dots right now and stay here for an hour and not leave. It's all good though. God is good. Y'all, God is good. These folks be filing fake FBI reports and stuff on folks. When they, I ain't gonna say that because then they'll be. I ain't gonna say that because I don't want them to be alerted on that. I ain't gonna say that either. Some things you just can't say. Okay. You know what? I don't know who the hacker is in Alabama. Okay, I just know that quite a it. They said a few of the IP addresses come from out of Huntsville. Okay, a few of them come from out of Huntsville. Ashley said Huntsville has a lot of text. Well, well, I don't know because these people have so many people on their lives and stuff that they've been doing this stuff for quite a while. even before I got on here. So I'm sure whoever the person is from out of Huntsville, okay? And that's just a few of the IP addresses that came from out of Huntsville. They also came from out of some other smaller areas from out of Alabama. Okay, I'm talking about as it relates to my Instagram. But whoever it is, they said that they did not use a VPN, and so I'm just waiting to get so I can go ahead and file some charges. And it's funny because they was logged in. They was still logged in on my Instagram. They was still logged in, y'all. Ain't that some shit? Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Whoever it is, the section of OCU gonna let me know that do that type of stuff because these folks doing some heinous stuff, and I'm just waiting to see who it was that they working with that works for Bank of America. I can't wait to see who that is. Bank of American Regions. Yeah, I'm telling y'all gotta make sure ain't nobody sending out checks. Sending your checks to nobody else. Y'all, these folks sick. These folks sick. They work with these. See, I don't nothing. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to speculate on who it is from out of any state at this point because I don't know. Well, I think they had gotten comfortable with me not paying attention with them getting into my, and I think they was able to get into my Instagram because they hacked my phone. It's one of my phones right now that I was looking at, and the investigators that's investigating this told me exactly how they're able to do it. Right, if they can get your IME number and your phone number, they work with some people at the phone company, and um, a lot of times, a lot of this stuff is taught. I just hope whoever it is ain't military, because a lot of it's gonna be worse for them. Okay, but so Miss T, let's talk about what you think is about to happen. I don't know who it is, y'all. Y'all don't blame anyone because we don't know. We don't know. Don't blame Alabama hitter. We don't know that. Fat Pack says that one blogger making a living doxing the hell out of YouTubers. Who is that, Fat Packs? Who you talk about? They said Alabama hitter. Lord have mercy. Anyway, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I think what's gonna go down with these YouTubers is gonna be way bigger than the Young Dolph's case. I think what's gonna go down with these YouTubers is gonna be bigger than what happened on Backpage. Because from my understanding, and this came from somebody that has been working this situation, since they've gotten involved, it's some terrible stuff that has been happening on here as far as people losing their lives, from folks doxing and selling their addresses to folks that went and did something to them. Y'all, these folks on here sick. That's the reason why I say these people do anything for some money. That's why I say that's the reason why it's documented, and I'm not playing no more. They sent somebody to my house. Okay. They did. They sent somebody to my house. We got pictures of the dude. He had on a red cap. He had on all red, and he had little dreads. They were not long at all. They were like the t- little short dreads that was barely coming from up under the braids. And he was brown skinned. He was light brown. Okay. The police got all that. I was listening to a female vlogger, and I knew at that point that it had to have it's getting people are sick. Gloating, okay, one day. And I'm glad God let me see it one day recently. About women getting taken out, or men threatening to take women out. Gloating about it. Yeah, now they gonna green like women. Y'all, it's sick. How jealousy is as cruel as the grave. I told my mom, I said, we in a bad state when we got women my age that's gloating because of their jealousy at the thought of something happening to another woman. What kind of world do we live in? And it's still, if something happened, you jealous of somebody, it ain't gonna make you no better. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep moving on. That we let the investigators do what they do, and they definitely doing what they do. I can put that on my daddy's grave. Motherfuckers, y'all don't hear it on that phone because I got 4, 5 phones. The ones y'all got hacked. We let y'all hear a little conversation, okay? Because we had to be able to set up a pattern. But you don't hear the real conversations on my other phones. Y'all ain't got them numbers, those numbers. Okay? We had to let y'all hear so you can jump your sprung asses back up on your platforms and let it slip out with the conversations that was had. Okay? And they did. Great Face says, we got to go back to why Cornelius going straight to his trial date, but Straight Drop has another court appearance December 1st. Miss T, they ain't trying to take felons off YouTube. Well, YouTube ain't got to do it, but law enforcement gonna do it. Y'all, these folks committing some heinous stuff on here. I'm telling you, the feds took down Backpage. Remember when the feds took down Backpage? What's going on here is way worse. And they had Backpage up under investigation for a real long time. Okay. Ashley says, "Oh yes, happy Veterans Day to our vets. Thank you for your sacrifice." Yeah, shout out to the veterans. Okay, shout out to the veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Okay, but y'all, I feel like something is about to happen. I do. I feel like something is about to happen, and hey, my prayer is that Steve Mulroy and them do what they're supposed to do, as far as making sure that they keep young Dolph's family abreast. It's always good, even if you are at a part of an investigation where you can't reveal that it has turned into something else. Because in certain investigations, at some point, it turns into something else. Okay. And then another investigative agency kind of takes control of it, right? um of that. But I really believe that whatever it is that is going on, they should let young dogs at least give them some solace. But I think Mia J is doing the right thing by being vocal. I was always like, I said from the very beginning, I said, Young Doll's wife, because I saw her on the news when she was going to court for her brother and trying to make sure that her brother got justice. She's very well spoken, just with all the stuff that she is doing. I knew, once she speak up, God, she's got a way bigger platform. This is the opportunity. It ain't throwing nobody up under the bus. It is just keeping the eyes on. She's got. I'm glad God woke up. Okay, she's got a bigger platform. What's gonna happen is everybody, all the celebrities that she's connected with that rides with Dolph for real, they're gonna make sure, as well as the vloggers that's really on here for him, that the eyes are kept. It's not being accusatory of nobody, but it's just letting them know we watching you. So whoever taking some money, we're gonna find out if you get tempted to do it. So they're gonna know that he's gotta have it's gonna be justice or else. Okay. Okay. No, her brother's case didn't have anything to do with Daw's case. I don't believe. Her brother's case, I think her brother was a car salesman. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. I think her brother was a car salesman and something happened. I don't know if it had anything to do with a car or what. Greyface says, I'm not sure what Cornelius got going on, but if he had taken a plea, it would have been made known by now and straight drop the one they say standing 10 toes down would be going straight to trial. Hmm. Has it been changed? Because as when the last time I looked at it, it didn't say that Cornelius was going to trial. It just said he had a hearing. It says straight drop is going to trial. But for Cornelius, it does not say trial date for him. It says hearing. It just says hearing. So I don't know if that's if that's a typo or what. Okay. Okay. I wish that I could Says when hiring rookies goes wrong. I wish that I could drop the link and let some of y'all come up just to express. I love for people to express how they feel. I do. But it's a lot of sick people on here, whereas I can't even drop the link and let people start coming up and expressing how they feel, because they waiting with they hands in their damn pants and they toes twiddling. Okay. I am She Johnson. Send me a message on Facebook and I'll send you the link. Miss Kitty, please don't Miss Kitty, no cussing at all. No cussing at all. Because they've been hitting at my page. They started hitting at me yesterday. I got they started hitting at me yesterday. That's how dirty they are. They be sitting waiting for somebody to slip up and say something. Especially the F word. Hold on. Send me a message on Real Talk with Tamara like page on Facebook and I'll send you a link. People lazy and need to get offline with these lies and go get a job somewhere. I agree. If they ain't got nothing else going on, you're right. You're right. And YouTube is a place where people can make money. I think that, hey, if you're talented, if you are talented, okay, you could come up with some good content. Hey, I say make money all day, every day, because that's what it's here for. Okay, because a lot of people make a lot of money off of YouTube. But when you start coming on here violating people, you feel like your job is to violate and do what these folks doing, then hey, that's something else. But it's folks. I was looking at some people make some of these content creators like Tasha Kano making $30,000 and $40,000 a month. I tell a person go for that all day, every day, because that's what some people going to a job make in a year. But when you start violating and doing anything against other people, then this ain't for you. You going too far for some money. Okay. I don't see what nobody sent me no link. I mean, send me no message so I could send them the link. East Enterprise says, our city is corrupt with crime from the police to the politicians. Hard to trust anybody. Right, from the some of the police, the politicians, and the citizens. Okay, because the police and the politicians are not making the citizens commit crime. Okay, the police and the politicians, you got some corrupt police officers, you got some corrupt politicians. Okay, but they are not making these criminals commit crimes. That's what they want to do. So we got to put the blame where it should be. I don't give these criminals no pass. Well, I commit crime because the police is corrupt. No, nigga, use a thief. You like to steal cars. The police ain't making you do that. So parents like to outsource a lot of the blame. Well, these police is corrupt. That's why Junebug out there stealing cars. No, you need to parent your child. Okay. I agree, autodidact. I do. I agree 100%. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Even if I don't care for a person. Okay? You either not going to hear me you're not going to hear me talk about them, but you sure ain't going to hear. You know what? Even with all this stuff going on, I ain't never thought about violating nobody. Oh, I want to see who they mamas is. See, that's a mental illness. That's stalking. That's a mental illness. I want to know who their family is. I want to know when they mama, where they sister come home from work. And you got a bunch of damn fools on here that let vloggers send them out to do that. I want you to follow them, and I want to know, and so I can tell them her sister turned down this street, her sister turned down that street. That's stalking, and that's why I'm getting ready to put it to rest. And even with these vloggers being sick, I'm coming strongly after the people they're able to send out, because they want to be able to hide behind their screen and send a bunch of fools out to violate. And they'll do it because they're sick and they want to be accepted. It's laws against that. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all something that I just learned. When you have people that have platforms, the FBI watch them anyways. When they have like David Koresh type mentality, they definitely go up under the radar, especially when they're getting reported. So these folks think they can go in Clubhouse. They think the FBI can't get into the Clubhouse when there is a threat, when they are a threat. It's locked. We can go in there and we can send out. I could tell such and such to go here and do this. We could call this person. We could call that person and harass them. All that stuff can be pulled up. All of it. Do these Negroes think that they're going to actually put out something in the United States, whatever it is, and the government has not mastered it? You think you can go into Clubhouse and plot to violate folks, and them folks can't go and look it up because you think it's locked? Especially when you have characteristics of a David Koresh? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Steve Morrow won because they was able to put into the atmosphere, and even I felt this too as a black mother, as a black woman, that Amy Wyrick, her practices were too stiff as far as with misdemeanors, like with small with misdemeanor crimes. You know what I mean? A lot of people were getting sentenced as if they had committed a felony. And so Mulroy was able to, because a lot of attention has started getting brought to that. So what Mulroy did was he capitalized off of that, over sentencing of people that committed misdemeanors and this, and that. And hey, we wanted the people that was committing the felonies to be sentenced. Okay. But we were like, well, if a person that misdemeanors and stuff, first time misdemeanors, I mean, they was throwing a book at them. That's excessive. So then, they started talking about people in his campaign, the private prisons that was being built. So, I was one of the ones I don't appreciate them over sentencing these black men for misdemeanors to send them to these private prisons. Now Steve Mulroy done got in office, don't believe in sentencing nobody for misdemeanors or felonies. So Amy Wyrick is right. We don't miss a well until it run dry. We suffering now. Okay? Those that have to be in and around Memphis, hell, because I got a business in Memphis. Hold on. And I be in Memphis every single day. And I have to go to the trenches. Shit. Hold on, y'all. One of my friends just told me be on alert when you start exposing people, since they still feel like it's too many of them. They think because it's so many of them that's involved in these schemes on YouTube, he said, look for one to try to attack me. I'm on alert. But he was talking about cyberly. They on alert too. Okay. I know people don't like being exposed, but they are not hacked. Anyways, but they let the repeat offenders on the violent crime get away sometimes with little or no bond. Hell, look at Govan. Well, yeah. Y'all got y'all platinum membership. I gotta go out today. Okay. Well, it's a sickness, these people. And it's funny that, they can consistent. You have to think about a lot of these people are on drugs that's doing this, right? A lot of them have agendas because they work with the label, or affiliates, right? As it relates to this Young Dolph's case. And I wonder, these people that's hiring some of these vloggers to violate and things of that nature. It's one thing to put out fake information. Ain't nobody got nothing to do with that. I don't care what people put out. It's another thing when you start violating people, right? And they pay them to do that. But I wonder, do they know that they're gonna have to deal with when all this stuff comes out, okay, a lot of these people that their folks are working with and paying them crumbs and stuff, or promise them stuff, what they got on their background, like pedophilia. Can these record labels and stuff, are they going to be able to, do they want that attached to them? Crimes against women. That's the reason why they can get on here and violate like that. But I guess they don't care. They was a, look at the charge that Straight Drop had. They don't care nothing about women. Which is one reason why women shouldn't even support labels and stuff that put on guys that have vicious charges and stuff against them. And some of these vloggers that they giving crumbs to got the exact same thing, and it's more than one. Except for it goes all the way down to children. Do they want that affiliated with them? It's too late now. It already is, because they know who these hackers are. That's the reason why I could throw out shots at them and sip my coffee. That's some hot coffee. Them folks terrorized me so bad when I was trying to be positive for my daddy. They thought we smarter than her. She a private investigator. We hacking her. We got her information. We hacking into her TV. Had Big Step on here laughing. Big Step, we know who you are. That's a charge within itself. And I was like, I gotta stay positive for my dad. And I was talking to one of my dad friends the other day when I went to a meeting. I had to go to a meeting because the city of Memphis is going to partner with me on some stuff. And after the meeting, I was talking to some people, and one of my dad friends who sits on was elected for a position. He was like, my dad had told him 2.5, almost 3 years ago, when he was talking about retirement, that he didn't think he would be around much longer. Y'all, I didn't know that my dad's kidneys, that's the reason why I say he was a soldier for real. 3 years ago, the doctors was telling my dad about my dad never told us. I know he was going into the hospital. He started hiccuping and he couldn't stop. And when he would go in the hospital, oh, I'm just hiccuping. I ate some greasy stuff. His kidneys was working for the last 4 years, y'all, at less than 30%. So that's the reason why he was telling other people he knew he wasn't going to be around much longer, but he didn't tell us. To me, when this happened last year, it just happened suddenly. Right? That's the reason why I say my dad was up and going, and all of a sudden this just happened. Y'all, this stuff been going on. He just hid it. Because if I had known it, I promise to God I would have did something about it. I would have made him, I don't know. I couldn't make him do nothing, but I would have tried to make him do something. As far as, because he loved to eat Dodge chicken. That's why I was like, Dad, every time you eat this stuff, you go in the hospital. And that's why he would always make jokes. Whatever gonna happen, it already happened now. So then he had to, and I didn't think anything of it, because we stayed positive and stuff like that. He had to go have 2 of his toes amputated, right? And I thought that was like 2 years ago. And I was like, well, Dad, that's nothing. At least you didn't have to have your leg amputated. He was like, yeah. And that's why sometimes when he would walk in, I didn't know he was going to dialysis, y'all. He would walk in and he would look like the life would be drained out of him. He was still going. He didn't tell us. He didn't tell me. And I guess when, I was talking to him the other day, it made me feel a certain way. I was like, dog, he had all this time to turn this around. And that's one of the things that I promised, that I said, I decided that day, on my airtime on my TV show on Comcast, I'm going to incorporate stuff in there as far as having professionals on, definitely to talk about diabetes. Whew. Okay. Anyways, he lived longer than what was expected. I said that to say this. I said that, yeah, than what was expected. But he was a soldier, y'all. That's the reason why my dad got up going every single day. He would not sit down. And you got people that ain't even got the ailments that he had. Then we find out he had started having light strokes, and we didn't even know it. But you got people that's able-bodied, can get up and go every single day and won't do nothing. And that man was a soldier and a winner. Okay. Anyways, I don't know. My dad and I talk at least 3 times a day. My dad never, I'm just so upset. We talked about everything. He never talked to me about that. And I'm thinking, why in the world he tell these people this and he never told me? I don't know if my other sisters knew. Maybe they did. But y'all know I'm really dramatic. My other sisters are real calm and submissive, and but I'm the one that, what? Oh my God, Dad, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Oh, so he probably didn't want to, because he would always say, "Oh, Lord, girl, calm down. You my most dramatic, feisty child." I remember my dad used to always remind me of. I remember when I'm the oldest, and I got some half sisters, right? And I remember, I'll never forget. And my dad always remind me of this. I was 6 years old, right? And my dad lined us up. And so he was like, I'm gonna go down the line. He said, I want y'all to start saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to adults. I was at my dad's house that summer and I was mad as hell. I didn't want to say it because my mom and them had me so spoiled, it was ridiculous. I remember my sisters, he started calling everybody name, and my sister's like, yes, sir. He said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when it got to me, I said, I was mad. I said, yes, ma'am. He said, what? I said, yes, ma'am. He said, I didn't say yes, ma'am. He said, you always been combative. I said, Dad, I remember that I was 6 years old. I didn't want to say yes, sir, and no, sir. So I said, yes, ma'am, to make you mad. But he always demanded that we say yes, sir, and no, sir. And as my girls right now say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And my baby girl tried to get away with it. They're adults now, because sometimes she'll say no, and I say, excuse me, and she'll say no, ma'am. But my oldest daughter says yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am constantly. She never misses. Because even still, like, I can remember, like, even like all the way up until, like, when he started really really getting sick last year, when these fools was messing with me on here, he started getting real sick. I didn't know what to do, because I just wasn't used to seeing my dad like that. And then they was missing, so they got back from when they violated me. From That's the reason why I can't let it go, because I feel like they brought me out of that energy sometimes of trying to stay positive, because I was going to prayer. I was doing everything that was necessary to stay in this positive energy to make sure that my dad was healed. And then I had to come out to deal with them violating me. deleting my videos, harassing me. And that's the reason why I'm making sure I don't let this go. They violated me and they're going to pay for it. Okay? It's hard for them to let it go right now because they saying she don't know nothing. We've been violating her so long, we own her. And I'm going to let them niggas know that they don't. Okay? Y'all, they found out information about me. They found out who my dad was. Don't y'all know that earlier this year, they reached out to my stepmother when my dad was in the hospital ill to let him know somebody was hidden at his account. Somebody was trying to draw money out of my daddy's account. If I don't, I have to pray to keep it from turning into anger because I got to stay proactive. Like the people that's helping me with this say, don't let it turn into anger. You making it personal. We're going to keep it business. We got to stay proactive. Y'all mess with the wrong one. I have to woo-saw because there's certain stuff I can't talk about because it really makes me mad. But it's a lot of stuff that has been done that I can't even talk about, but I will when it's over. But I have to woo-saw. That's the reason why when folks say, "Yeah, you need to make a meal," some of these folks I wouldn't care if they died. And I just gotta be honest. I don't wish it on them, but I wouldn't give a damn. And it could never be mended. Ever. Ever. And I won't stop until I see them in jail. Ever. That's my mission. Okay? That's my personal mission. Anyways, I have to, I can't think about that. I have to get away from that. I have to get away from that. I do. I have to get away from it. I do. Anyways, you guys, like I said, I feel like it's some stuff about to happen. Okay. Yay, Ashley. Ashley is a member of the Platinum. I'm going to talk about in the Platinum. I called one of my friends last night and asked him about why isn't Mia J? Why aren't they notifying Mia J of what's going on? Because they got to keep her, they need to keep their family abreast because a lot of this stuff, it gives people solace when they looking at stuff in the media and then they're not being kept abreast of what's going on. It makes it look shady, in which I don't doubt some folks ain't trying to take some money, because you heard Player Co say yesterday that that people trying to spread money around. Okay. Oh Lord, Cypress. I am not. And Cypress always talking about somebody getting their wig peeled back. Hold on, y'all. Kevin says, don't even worry about it, Tamara. They don't even know how ready your goon squad is to get active. That's right. I'm telling you. Yep. I tell you guys, like I said, I just think, especially with the energy of seeing Key Glock post that the day of sugarcoating stuff is over, and then with Jay Fizzle posting on his page, okay, that posted on his page. I mean, he's playing us the certain. Hold on, I want to let y'all hear what Jay Fizzle is playing. Thank you, Joy Loves God, for the Cash App. Thank you guys for the Cash App. I forgot to even put my Cash App on the screen. I appreciate it. I want to let y'all hear what Jay Fizzle was Gotti just posted. Gotti had not been posting, and he posted how early you buying Christmas gifts with his hand on his chin. So I'd be scared that's a subliminal for him. He's sending messages for somebody to do something. Lord, I come against him in the name of Jesus, if that's what it is. I rule the world. Rule the world. Every day would be like the president's. That was Mia J's. Jay Fizzle posted, "Long live Dolph." Young Dolph turned up in Atlanta. It was 2015. I was out trying to make 30. I was on the sprinter. Told me I'm a good nigga. Damn near 25 and the damn thing changed. I really got richer with platinum from prison a few times, but it never affected me. I wonder why I won't let it. Oh, okay. There it is. Since the blog on report, post everything nigga doing shit. Hey, y'all gonna tell that big head ass nigga got it, he a big one. And your brother too, nigga, he don't get away from. That's the little snippet that he was playing. I kind of, took that as since he played that little part, he yo, God, it might be blessing Christmas the CMG way. We come against him in the name of Jesus. If he trying to send somebody out to do something, God gonna see to it that we don't ever have to, God gonna deal with him his way. I'll say that. God gonna see to it that he never destroys another family ever again. It's gonna be the God's way. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Straight drop folks been posting on his page again, or he been posting once. It might be him. What I've been told. Mm. The Alabama hitter says Cypress nice beat. What about the bars and everybody else who's a platinum member? Do y'all think that any of them trolls? Yeah, it's some trolls that's a platinum member. I know for a fact that it's some trolls that is. Yeah, Straight Drop been posting since yesterday, since Mia J posted. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm looking at something. Okay. Yo Gotti was posting. He likes to post around the holidays. Uh, oh, let me let me stop. Let me stop because I'm getting ready to start up. I'm getting ready to start up because I'm thinking about how he was posting around that time. Let me stop. Hold on. She said start up. He's sitting up posting. I have a question. I have a question. Let me see some. Hold on, y'all. That's a player code that I tell you to behave. Yeah, y'all hit the like, run the likes up. I hadn't been checking to see if the likes were ran up. Keep running the likes up for me. Mia definitely going to get the last. Mia gonna get justice for Young Dolph, and I'm happy she's using her voice too. But he gonna get justice. You just gotta, we gotta be proactive. All those people that's truly for Young Dolph, being proactive in making sure. Hey,
What do?
do it. I feel like something is about to happen. What you think?
Yeah,
I'm talking about in the streets.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's definitely in the air. I told y'all yesterday, like, man, these folks tired of that white shit. Like, everybody get tired. Everybody get tired. And you know, to see people keep slapping certain shit in their face, like people get
Yeah.
tired. It's only so long they go sit back and let this shit go on. That's with anybody.
And they sure like to throw stuff up like they winning. You see what I mean?
So yeah.
So it's the best thing. I've always known the best way to bring attention to, if you feel like there's some corruption going on anywhere, the best thing to do is to get a bunch of people behind you with facts, with like in minds, and bring attention to it. One thing I do know about, whether it's the police department, the district attorney's office, anywhere, they do not like to be embarrassed. But I'm not talking about with a bunch of BS. I'm talking about with some facts.
Yeah.
Because all anybody ever looks at is the bottom line. That's it. And if you start calling with a bunch of nothing, we're gonna storm, we're gonna call. Well, at this point, it could turn into harassment, and then you're making a mockery of it. It goes, oh, it ain't even nothing with that. You see what I'm talking about? We don't ever want that energy to
Yeah.
be like that. It's always called with concern. We got concern. We want to know what is happening with this case, or if you have some valid information. I got this information, and I think at least it should be looked into. It ain't what I had just think, because you know all police is dirty and this and that. Who gonna listen to that?
Well, you know that's how they coming, man. One thing about it, they go get more bullshit information than they go get factual information. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of the job. You know, that's why they get the type of training they get so they can know how to weed the bullshit out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely can see the energy in her. I can.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, Key Glock said he tired of sugarcoating stuff. Then I paid attention to Jay Fizzle only played that snippet
What
of,
part he play? I haven't seen his IG yet.
he played the snippet of when he addressed Yo Gotti and Juke.
Mm. That's crazy.
Kitty said I wouldn't eat a turkey from CMG if it was wrapped in homemade mac and cheese, and I love mac and cheese. if Paper Route gonna give out turkeys this year. I think they did last year. They might do it for Chris. Well, yes, the Adam A Foundation is gonna do it. People gonna start speaking up. Mia calling in. Just absolutely. I'm glad she calling them out. It's amazing to me. Somebody said the about a couple weeks ago, Boosie gonna say, "I wish Dolph was here. He would help me get my money." That's the only time you could think about Dolph because now you need something. That's messed up.
I saw this shit. When I seen that, I ain't gonna lie. And I seen the relationship that him and Dolph had, and I seen how he said he ain't want to get in there. I just look at everything.
Wasn't that messed up? But now he thinking about Dolph because he wants
it.
something. Dolph will help me get my money. But you talking about I don't pick no sides. I don't want to get in it.
I took that as him slick being funny though. That's how I took that. Cause like you really want fucking with Dolph like that. You fuck with Dolph when it was convenient, when his bug was up there and you wanted to get a feature or whatever.
That was messed up. I wish Dolph was here. He'll help me get my money.
You supposed to, nigga, you a man. You supposed to be getting your own money. That's what you said. You the boss.
Nobody was sharing his movie on their page, but Dolph.
I don't think Dolph was alive when his movie came out.
No, I'm talking about Dolph was sharing something of Boosie's on his page. He
Yeah,
had been promoting it for a long time.
Yeah. But shit, it go back to what I was saying. I can't remember when Boosie was promoting any Dolph album. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember him promoting the Thinking That Aloud. And even when he was in jail, because he had access to a phone in jail. That's what I was saying yesterday when I said that, like, people thought I was trying to be funny, but, like, I just be looking at all the facts and, like, I seen how people relationship was with people. You know what I'm saying? People fuck with you when it's beneficial for you. For them, I mean.
He said Boosie cool with both sides. He could be cool with both sides. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is,
He really not cool with both sides. Because if you cool with both sides, you ain't gonna play parts in it. If he was just mutually cool with both sides, he wouldn't introduce your guy as the king of Memphis. He just would say, "I'm bringing my nigga out."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you cool with both sides, you know what to say and what not to say.
And if you cool with both sides, you go, dog, I'm cool with that dude. I can't, that's messed up with that. I can't rock with that. Taking somebody's life, I can't rock with that. If you really got feelings for both sides, I got feelings for this dude. They took this dude out. I don't mess with that. So in order for people to be as neutral as they say that they've been, they didn't have no feelings for young Dolph because they did the very ultimate.
That's why I say a lot of this shit was kept. Like, you ain't really see Dolph linking up with these rappers. Let's be real. How many album release parties we seen young Dolph here fucking with these niggas? I don't remember none. Well, they just take it back. What was the last album they just dropped when he died? The Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
How many of these rappers did you see sharing it?
You're right. Other than his artist.
Right. Saying if they really had love for him, hey man, go run my nigga no more. Let's make sure his kids keep eating off this. Run this up. Matter of fact, I'm finna go get 3,000 copies worth of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. And they know he wanted her to push their album, had Dolph will promote the album. So that would be the time for his rap friends to step up. Like, hey, man, let's get his album stupid promotion. Whatever his label get on the promotion, I'm finna double it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you support your homeboy. Or if you don't put the money up, at least put it on your platform. Some of these people got a lot of followers, so they can help share the music with their fans. They probably ain't tapped in with the music yet.
Well, so let me ask you something. So, do you believe that young Dolph is going to get justice?
I answered that for you yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I answered it for you yesterday. I know you probably forget though, because you forget everything.
Yes, I do.
I'm starting to think you smoke. I'm starting to think you smoke cannabis.
I don't. But well, then today is a different day. Do you think that he's going to get justice? Yes or no?
I once again, I'm going to ask you this: describe justice to me.
Do you think straight dropping him going to be convicted?
Yeah,
Me too.
I see it from day one. Like somebody got an answer for this. Somebody got an answer.
It's gonna be more.
It's a lot of people, jobs and shit on the line. Promotions on the line if they don't get this case sealed and wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about that, but this what's going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people jobs at stake right now. So they definitely somebody.
Yeah, well, they understand. They understand just like the vibe in the city, and just like they understood. They understood from the very night that it happened who were involved. Because why did they send those police over there to Privé and then yeah, that day, and then they had all of those people that work in that plaza to go home. So they understood, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think they put that yellow tape around Privé that day that Dolph was killed?
Now me, from what I seen and known about yellow tape normally be a crime scene. Or it be to keep people away from a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Something went on there, but I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of stuff in this case that they ain't let out.
That they ain't let out yet.
Yeah,
That people don't know about.
right. And I believe, like, this is just my opinion. I believe that place was targeted. They just don't want to say that.
Yeah, you don't put yellow tape around a building unless it was some shots fired and it wasn't nobody there. But a yellow tape is a crime scene. But that was not let out. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I go to that plaza all the time. I like to go to that GNC store.
Yep.
And all of those workers, I've been going there for many years. Everybody, to include that hardware store. What's the name of that hardware store? It's not Lowe's. What's the name of it?
I forgot the name of it. I know
It's an orange hardware store. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in that plaza. Ross's clothing store is there. I go to that Ross's sometimes. Everybody, it's a beauty supply store. Everybody had to go home for the day. The police shut the plaza down.
And that ain't just from no
They
skirt.
didn't put that out on the news, did they?
And like for this incident even happened, if you just been going in Privé never had off-duty police officers in there. They just had regular security. Miss Jerry never had personal security. She don't even like to have personal security.
Got personal security now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. I don't think nothing. I don't agree. I'm glad that she's got personal security because I wouldn't want anything to happen to his mom. That wouldn't be right.
Exactly. But the type of time we live in, you just got them people. We can't get him, but hey, his mama in arm's reach, and it's just to be real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's really going against that should never happen.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's people out here like that though. So that's why I say you always have to take them precautions. You know what I'm saying? Get to.
Mm. I think people who feel like straight dropping Cornelius are not I don't even think a lot of people feel that way. I think that's just some stuff people put into the atmosphere to try and make people think that. But
What did they want the shooter?
that they are not the shooter. So I
I mean,
guess the
like they
context.
wouldn't. They like okay, and I'm just gonna be real about it. Like it's the been niggas that's to sit down there for years. That ain't killed nobody. They had to sit down there, but them niggas had bones. They just weren't able to make them. Like if this case just wasn't so airtight and it was, we ain't sure if they did it. I mean, it's a lot of circumstantial evidence. They would have a bond. It wouldn't be so hard on them about getting out of jail. Man, we seen this dude going for a bond here and out the blue, they just stopped talking about it. He didn't get denied, he didn't get approved. It just was off the table type shit. That's why I said you really have to use common sense with this shit. Like you just can't just be thinking it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy though. But they definitely gonna have to speed their process up, or they gonna find themselves getting more bodies off the streets. They ain't gonna have to worry about investigating certain people. They ain't gonna be here to investigate no more.
That's it's sad, but it's true. I just feel like the energy has shifted. And for those who talk, Mia J didn't do nothing wrong. I think she did everything right. Especially if you're calling and you're getting blown off. I think they should tell her because they're, pivotal, whatever point they're in. I think they should keep her abreast of that. You know what I mean? That helps to give people solace.
Yeah, they supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I see what because she just feel like she just getting a runaround. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I took it. So like, and I know how them folks be like, man, we the call down there, the left messages for the lawyer ain't called back. Sometimes we just have to pop up down there. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it do be frustrating. Especially when you be on the outside and you have to stop what you doing to check on something. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately the person can't do it. So that shit draining, man. I'd have been through this shit. It's real draining to be handling your business plus somebody else's business, because they ain't able to handle their business. This shit is draining. It's frustrating.
Sharon says, Miss T, I have a testimony after hearing Mia J. It took me back to 2017 when my nephew was murdered. Um, he was born with a birth defect and was small for his age. He was a great kid, went to work right out of high school. My sister wouldn't call homicide, so I did for a long time. I didn't tell her that I was talking to the police. I called them every day. When I started getting real info, I started telling her. I would be laying in my bed crying and jump up calling homicides, crying my butt off. It stopped. She says, I got pee. Hold on. Mm. I was waiting for her to put the rest of it up there. It'll come eventually. I know, when it seems like it's taking a long time to get the people, because remember, notice now she said those that sat down and plotted on his life. You know what I mean? Like hey, like I've always said, I the root of the tree is what I'm waiting for too. Because if you don't get the root of the tree, that's why I always say, if you don't get the root of the tree and dig the root of the tree up, straight drop in them, as I've always said before, are the branches of the tree. Straight drop, Orange Mound Quit, Cornelius, all the rest of those little dudes that was out there, they're the branches of the tree. If you don't get the root of the tree, the branches will start to grow back. They'll just go get other little, like they have done, go get other little dudes, and the branches will start to grow again that are just like those little dudes that they have messed up. Right? Um, you know, I look at Black Youngster as being okay. I look at straight dropping them as being the branches. I look at Black Youngster as being like, and some of the other people as being the trunk of the tree. And I look at a couple other people, a few, as being the root. But at any rate, the root has to be dug up to kill the whole tree, take the whole tree down. Once you dig up the root, that the whole tree goes down. Right? I like talking about the roots of a tree, right?
Yeah.
Uh let's see.
Yeah, I think that's part of the frustration too.
I want to show y'all something. I guess I should have been a school teacher or something, right? These are, everybody knows what the branches is. These are like the branches and stuff of the tree, right? That's straight. That's straight dropped. Y'all don't laugh at me. Y'all know how I am. I want to try find one. With this one right here. I gotta explain it to y'all. Let me.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that later. Though I ain't gonna say it.
Let me see. Okay, this one right here is a good one. Now these are the branches of the tree and stuff. That would be straight drop in them. Okay, that's what I know. I understand, Mia J. That's why I always talk about the roots of a tree. Y'all see the branches now. The branches can break off, right? But guess what? When if the branches break off all the time, and guess what? They grow back, don't they? So it does nothing if you just get the branches of a tree, because it'll just grow back as long as the root is intact. This is the trunk. Y'all see this right here? This is the trunk of the tree. That's Black Youngster now. Y'all see what the trunk did? The trunk holds up the branches. Y'all see that? That's the trunk of the tree right there. Okay. But the root of the tree, that's down there. Y'all see that? Where the tree is planted in the grass. Y'all see that?
Yeah, it's hidden.
It's planted in the grass right there. What does the root of the tree do? It grows everything. It grows from the root and it holds up even the trunk and everything. It holds up the whole tree. Those are the funders. So that's why I always talk about the root of the tree. It's got to be dug up. When that tree falls over and that the root is dug up, okay, nothing else come from that tree, right? Takes the whole tree down, right?
Right.
Okay, I made my point.
Ooh. Okay, I can take my helmet off now.
You're right. This at the seed. Say you need the seed. That seed was planted at the root. Those are the people that at the root of the tree. That they planted those seeds. Okay. He says, I think justice will be served, but not fully because it's too much crooked stuff going on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not oblivious to people being tempted to take money and stuff like that, but it's a lot of stuff that has gone on in the Young Dolph case, and it's a lot of stuff going on. I just believe it's gonna take it'll take longer to get the people that we want them to get, but justice will be served. And I'm like Mia J, it can't be no 30 years. I see what she's saying. It
Yeah.
almost took 30 years to get Tupac's people that was at the root of it. And believe it or not, he still hadn't got justice in totality because I believe it was other people that set Tupac up too.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna take no 30 years for Young Dolph.
And then with the Tupac, we just saying a reenactment of kind of the Kane Vaughn situation and the Young Dolph situation all mixed in.
Ramona said that was very educational.
Resource 101.
Y'all know how I am. I'm extra.
We know. We know. We know.
That's right, the Black Barbie.
Time for me to go get something to eat now.
But anyways, y'all, we're gonna come back on because I got to get my day started because I got to go out on a few situations today.
Damn.
But I know I'm enjoying this. I really hate to get out, but because I be enjoying it. It's like in the morning time. A lot of the devils are still asleep, and I get to enjoy like people just waking up. It was before they get distracted by a whole lot of other stuff, and their minds are, kind of open to a lot of stuff and clear. And I love getting on here in the mornings. Y'all about the 4 cops in LA that committed in 24 hours something. Oh Lord, Renee, I'm gonna have to look at that because that don't sound right. It's something happened. Maybe. Oh, because why would all 4 of them do it?
I need to go talk to some network, man. I think I'm finna become your manager.
You gonna become my manager?
Yeah, I'm finna get you a crime fighting show. Finna be bigger than Unsolved Mysteries.
Okay.
Yep.
I tell you. Well, you can't put that into the atmosphere. Somebody looking at that, we're gonna kill her.
not with your new high security.
Okay. It's a darn shame I gotta have security.
That's right.
And it ain't security from CMG or nothing, because I don't believe they trying to mess with me.
I ain't thinking about you.
It's security from Hayden Vlogs.
One that's hiding out of town. We see you.
She said she woke up at 3. I woke up at around 4 or 5 because a lot of police are crooked. It's some crooked police. It is.
Why I ain't never run into no crooked ones when I was going to jail?
What they could give, you could give some money so they'll let you go.
Yeah, they taking me right down.
But y'all don't let people taint your mind about that different police officers are protecting, like especially patrolmen. Patrolmen can't protect nobody. They could not give you a ticket or something. I don't really know what to say because I understand like people don't know the structure of a police department, and I really don't know what to say at this point. But it is good to be watchful. Renee said crooked cops still take you to jail.
I guess so. Damn, y'all be up late night for real, like the zombies. Some of y'all gave me trap house vibes now.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm.
I'm trying to think of a name for this show.
Yeah, Cypress, I heard some of these blogs put a hit on you. I mean, that's documented too.
They put a hit on Cypress.
No, they will on other vloggers. Some I heard some of these men vloggers on here don't have an issue with putting a hit on women, and they've accumulated quite a few trolls that ain't got no minds. That's the reason why you have to go ahead and start dismantling the trolls, like with the people, like what the law enforcement doing now, that they have, because they actually use their trolls to come at you. They're powerless without a bunch of fools, right? And it's ultimately gonna take them down too, because no folks ain't gonna go down by themselves.
Yeah, man.
But it's unfortunate what people do. I would think that if you could get people if you could put together a bunch of trolls and stuff, I would think that they would be trying to get together to build something positive. It's strength in numbers, build something legit. But instead, they come together and they form strike teams, and they have identity theft teams and human trafficking teams and what do you call them? Hitman teams to take out bloggers that cause problems. Like I said, whatever it is that's going on that they're investigating on here, it's going to be bigger than Backpage takedown. Let's look at that Backpage takedown before we get off of here. Backpage. Okay. They said according to um Wired article, Backpage.com was the largest portal for sex on the internet for years. However, in April of 2018, the feds arrested Michael Lacey, the co-founder of Backpage, on charges of money laundering, facilitating you know what. The FBI also raided Lacey's multi-million-dollar compound in Paradise Valley, Arizona, and seized art, cash, computers, and other items. And let's see. See, what the feds did was they got the root. They got the root of it. But what they was doing was they weren't doing everything or found to be doing everything that these folks doing on YouTube. They also doing that, but they doing other stuff. You got some of these vloggers that's involved in unalive and setting people up to be unalive because they work with some of these record labels to take folks out. They are involved in identity thefts. They're involved. It's going to be way bigger than, from my understanding, than Backpage. Anyways, believe it or not, they're going to be able to recruit a bunch of damn fools. Us a hitman. You come to my house again. It's going to be some hitting. Okay. And I'm going to be the man. Okay. How could you have a legit business and sell folks stuff to have them unalived? How could you? It's sick. How could you have a skill in knowing how to deal with computers? You get your training in the army or wherever you get it from, and you let these nothing fools on here use you to violate folks. Did y'all think that y'all was gonna get away with it just because I think it's been going on for a while since the okay, I ain't gonna say that. But I guess when people have gotten away with stuff for so long and they feel like the more people they bring on, They always feel like the boss can't be touched. I guess that's what Backpage boss thought, didn't it? They went straight for the root of the tree and knocked that thing down. Backpage is a thing of the past, ain't it? Y'all, people ain't even paying attention when they seeing every other day YouTube and their lawyers are consistently changing policies. They're consistently changing policies constantly. But you got a bunch of damn fools that's bottom feeders. Okay? Because they don't want to be really caught up in the wrath, although they're going to receive some lawsuits. They already getting them. They know what's going on. Okay? They think they're going to be able to, we got somebody that know how to hack Wi-Fi. Not only it's gonna be charges brought against them too from the cable company. Like it's so many possible. It's so much stuff that's gonna happen. But that's what happens though when they teach a bunch of black people how to do stuff, or black people think they're getting away with destroying their people that look like them. They just be happy to do it. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let me get off of here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I'll be on the platinum later today. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.